Top 10 Most Beautiful Female Army Forces in the World. In the military, women have occupied a variety of positions, including those of historical warriors and commandos, combatants, and soldiers. They have fought in numerous civil wars as well as World Wars I and II. Women have been accorded particular importance in nations such as the United States, Israel, and Russia. Women are now actively involved in a variety of military missions across the globe. The number of female soldiers in the global military is in the millions. Then, let's look over the list of the world's most stunning and lovely female soldiers. The Australian military ranks 10th. The military force in charge of defending Australia is called the Australian Defence Force. Women were only allowed to work in the Australian Army Nursing Service before World War II. The 1940s saw a rise in the involvement of women in the armed forces. Women are now also incorporated into military operations by the ADF. There are a lot of really attractive women in the nation. The Australian Defence Force is no different. They are among the world's most attractive female armed forces due to their distinctive complexion and appearance. 9. Sweden women in the Swedish Armed Forces. The 9th place Swedish Armed Forces are included. In the Swedish military, gender has not been a barrier to military training or employment since 1989. Swedish women serve in the armed forces in various capacities and engage in combat. A component of the Swedish Armed Forces, the Swedish Women's Voluntary Defense Service, also referred to as Laterna, is an auxiliary defense force of the Swedish Home Guard. Sweden is a stunning nation with stunning women. Swedish ladies are incredibly feminine, tall, and intellectual. The nation's armed forces are among the best because of all these qualities. 8. Croatia women in the Republic of Croatia Armed Forces. Croatian ladies have perfect skin, are very intelligent, and are attractive. Their genetic mixture of Italian and French origins is the source of their beauty. They are God's gift of natural beauty, thus they don't require cosmetics. The Army, Navy, and Air Force make up the Republic of Croatia Armed Forces. In the year 2008, the country eliminated conscription. Young and vibrant, the nation's female military personnel are shattering stereotypes in the defense industry. The Croatian military is full of beautiful people, as seen in the image above. 7. United States women in the United States Armed Forces. Given the high proportion of its military personnel who serve in the armed forces, the United States ought to be included on this list. The strongest and most formidable armed forces in the world are the United States Armed Forces. Women have participated in a variety of capacities in U.S. military operations since the creation of the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps in the U.S. in 1942. The United States military has fielded female combatants and warriors in the Vietnam, Korean, and World Wars. You may confirm that American female soldiers are attractive by doing a quick Google search for a few pictures or selfies. American women possess strength, power, flexibility in their bodies, and expertise. Given all of these details, 6. Poland women in the armed forces of the Republic of Poland. First of all, Polish women are usually attractive due to their height, thinness, prominent cheekbones, and excellent bone structure. Beautiful genetics seems to be the factor. The Polish Armed Forces is unquestionably ranked 6th on this list. The official armed forces of Poland are called the Armed Forces of the Republic of Poland. Both men and women serve in the nation's armed forces in various capacities. We are authorized to identify the stunning women who make up the modest military population of this country. Polish soldiers are extremely attractive in both civilian and combat settings. 5. Serbia women in Serbian armed forces. In Yugoslavia, which included Serbia and other states, 2 million women actively supported Yugoslavia's partisans in non-combat positions. Serbia is a little European nation with influences from the Byzantine era. Its stunning women are one example of this. Russia and Europe are the sources of attractiveness for women serving in the Serbian armed forces. Many qualified female applicants in the nation's armed forces are also exceptionally attractive. In addition to being stunning, the women in the military are tall and slim, have long legs and thick, shiny hair, and are typically brunettes, a combination that makes them incredibly enigmatic. On the list of the 10 most beautiful women in the armed forces, Serbian military ladies are ranked number 5. 4. Greece women in Hellenic armed forces. The Greek armed forces are made up of equally entitled men and women. They are referred to as the country's armed forces. Greek ladies are well known in literature and history for their exquisite beauty. Greek women's beauty is exemplified by the Greek gods. Greek military women have captivating appearances that could captivate you. Every man over 18 serves in the defense for 9 months. Greek women are allowed to serve in the military, although they cannot be conscripted. Greek ladies are elegant, confident, and have a rich feminine appearance. They are extremely gorgeous even with the military outfits on. Check out the Greek women's battlefield training centers for more inspiration. 3. Romania women in Romanian armed forces. Since 1860, the Romanian armed forces have been in operation. Romanian women were heavily involved in the Royal Romanian Air Force during World War II. There are currently both men and women in the Romanian armed forces. Women are employed by the Romanian armed forces in the land, air, and naval branches. Some of the female candidates for the Romanian armed forces should be considered for a beauty contest due to their exceptional appearance. 2. Russia women in Russian armed forces. The Russian military's female members rank second due to their attractiveness, distinct beauty, and fighting skills. The Russian military is among the strongest and biggest nuclear-armed countries globally. Both now and during the Soviet Union's existence, women have played a significant part in the Russian armed forces. Women fought in World War II in the Soviet Union. Due to the World War II military's population decline, the number of women in the army grew. For attractive female soldiers, the Russian army holds the Miss Russian Army Attractiveness pageant. At this point, it's interesting for us to observe that the world now acknowledges Russian women in the military as being exceptionally beautiful and powerful. 1. Israel women in Israeli Defense Forces (IDF). You will be enthralled by the beauty, attractiveness, and sheer beauty of the women in the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces. By visiting the wiki page devoted to female troops in the IDF, one can cross-verify the information. Women took the front in the 1948 Arab-Israeli War as warriors and combat commanders. In all of Israel's major wars, women have participated. One of the few nations in the world with a compulsory military service requirement for women. Women's equal rights are granted for all jobs within the IDF. All married and unmarried women who are childless are required to participate in the forced conscription. In 2010, women held 69% of all IDF posts, while 88% of all roles within the IDF were open to candidates. The world's most attractive women are found in the IDF.